He was the strongest warrior, leading his party against a legendary grade boss, but his most trusted friend stabbed him in the back. All for a 5-star item, the Dragon Blood Scroll. A single treacherous blade pierced his heart. Is this how it ends? I won't accept it. Suddenly, he woke up with a roar. Mu Shen, Ruo, how could you betray me? He looked around in a panic. Today was August 28th, 2025. Had he traveled back in time to the very launch of the apocalypse? This was a virtual reality game called Apocalypse, the hottest in the world. But after the open beta, all the players who joined found they could never log out, trapped in the game forever. A storm of fury erupted within Zhang Yi. The betrayal from his past life. He would repay it all. A debt of blood must be paid in blood. Recalling his past life, Zhang Yi immediately searched for the God-tier talent cards scattered everywhere before the game's launch. Only 10 existed. With one, he would gain a rare, God-level talent. If his memory served him right, the card closest to him was in the tallest shopping mall in Linhai City. Zhang Yi raced to the location, and just as he remembered, it appeared. But he wasn't alone. A man named 𝑠'Qi showed up, shouting, "That's mine! If you don't get lost, you'll learn how to spell the word death." Hilarious, Zhang Yi shot back. By that logic, does the fart I just let out belong to you too? He instantly recognized this guy. This was the man who owned the final God-tier talent card in his past life. His identity was no small matter, the heir to a massive real estate conglomerate in Linhai City. Immediately, the heir's goons surrounded him, pointing their guns at him and opening fire. "You dare take our master's things? We'll show you the consequences." Zhang Yi moved in a flash. With his years of combat experience, dodging and weaving, these amateurs couldn't even dream of hitting him. He then vaulted into the air, reaching for the card. At that exact moment, the young master fired at him. The situation was critical. Suddenly, the clock struck 12. The game Apocalypse officially launched. Zhang Yi's body began to dematerialize as he logged into the game, cheating death by a hair's breadth. The system was loading the player's data. The login process began. Countless people were simultaneously vanishing, entering the world of Apocalypse. Zhang Yi had finally returned to this world, with a God-tier talent card in his possession. His character information screen immediately appeared. Player, Zhang Yi. Age, 22. Profession, none. Suddenly, an elf girl appeared, introducing herself as his personal guide. Congratulations. You've received the God-tier talent card named Lend Me Your Skill. This ability allowed him to copy another person's talent. The cooldown was 1 hour. After that, Zhang Yi had to choose one of 3 factions: the alien race, the beast race, or the human race. Each race had its own unique powers and talents. In his past life, he chose the human race, which gave players a 20% boost in reputation. And in the world of Apocalypse, reputation was everything. Suddenly, the little elf announced, "It seems you're carrying a very special item." It was the Dragon Blood Scroll. Zhang Yi was shocked. How did it end up in his hands? Haha, it seems fate is on my side. Mu Shen, Ruo, just you wait. The system immediately displayed a notification. Hidden class. Dragonkin unlocked. With this, he basically had a cheat code, ready to dominate the entire server. The login process began. A massive ring of light engulfed Zhang Yi, transporting him. He appeared in a place with many other players, all of them marveling at how incredibly realistic the game was. They were eagerly preparing to fight the first boss. Zhang Yi, however, was checking his new information. The Dragonkin race's stats were absolutely insane. It could reach a maximum of 15 stars. He also had a race-exclusive skill, Hellfire Dragonflame, level 1. Every basic attack or skill use had a 0.1% chance to activate, dealing true damage equal to 150% of his attack power to all enemies in range. Not bad at all. Zhang Yi then turned his attention to his God-tier skill. Time for a little test. His hand mysteriously shot out, towards the bald guy in front of him. The man shoved him back. "Kid, are you looking for trouble?" Zhang Yi just chuckled. "My apologies. My hand slipped." The man had no idea that his epic grade talent, Treasure Hunter, had just been copied. With this skill, Zhang Yi could find any treasure within 500 meters. My luck is insane, Zhang Yi thought, to get an epic tier talent right off the bat. The bald man turned to leave, but Zhang Yi stopped him, warning him to be careful. But this guy was all brawn and no brains. "It's just a game," he scoffed. "You're such a coward." He immediately opened the door and charged out. Before leaving, he taunted, "Watch and learn, newbies." The moment he jumped out, he was instantly swallowed whole by a giant spider. Boss. A system notification immediately appeared. Player number 13,580 has been killed by the giant spider. Player number 15,580 has no respawns remaining. The players instantly panicked. Zhang Yi warned them that this wasn't a game. If they died here, they would also die in the real world. Outside, countless monsters were swarming their ship. The first mission was announced. Find the safe zone according to the minimap. Proceed to safe. Zone number 8, 186, District 8, Hope Town. Zhang Yi then recalled a fire axe on ship number 7. From his memories, he knew it wasn't just an ordinary axe. It was a disguised, rare quality weapon. In his past life, many had been green with envy over it. Instantly, the weapon reverted to its true form, a short sword. Its name was the Icebone Blade, forged from a meteor in a land of extreme cold. After activating his treasure hunter skill, Zhang Yi's eyes began to glow. There was still a hidden treasure chest on this ship. There it was. Inside was a green quality item, a dragon's breath potion. Don't underestimate this small vial. It contained the potent breath of a dragon. While everyone else was still a helpless newbie, Zhang Yi was already slaying spider monsters with ease, using his rare weapon. Everyone who saw him was green with envy. Is that bastard using a hack? How is he so strong? He's surrounded by so many spiders. Even with a legendary weapon, he should be dead. Let's just watch this kid die. Zhang Yi was surrounded by a swarm of monsters, but remained perfectly calm. He lured them toward a cliff. He spun around 180 degrees, a golden energy gathering in his hand. Have a taste of a dragon's breath. Then, he hurled the flame straight at the spider boss. Instantly, it was engulfed in flames, shrieking in agony. Notifications flooded his screen. Level up, level up. You have received 50 coins and a health potion. Zhang Yi was amazed. The dragon's breath potion was this effective? A single hit was enough to one-shot a monster of this level. On the ship, the newbies were all terrified. Who was this guy? How could he be so powerful? They wanted to form a party with him, to be protected. But Zhang Yi was already heading out alone, following the guide. As he consulted the map to Hope Town, a man suddenly appeared, sprinting towards him. He immediately begged, "Please, save my daughter. She was taken by a monster. It dragged her into the forest," he cried. The main character instantly recognized that dreaded place. He summoned his weapon and blitzed towards the female monster, striking with blinding speed. But with a deafening clang, he realized her body was made of steel, impossible to pierce. Haha, physical attacks are useless against me. A powerful leg strike from the spider demon sent him flying. Even though he managed to block it, his spirit fairy issued a dire warning. This Arachne is a level 20 boss. At your current level, you can't possibly defeat her. Abandon the quest and escape now. The Zhang Yi of the past might have run, but with the memories of his previous life, the words "give up" had been erased from his dictionary. He ignored the fairy's pleas and charged forward. He remembered from his past life, seeing a world chat about a hidden treasure chest outside the main quest. That skill book must be the key. His treasure hunter talent activated. He immediately spotted a treasure chest hidden at the base of a nearby tree. But right now, the monster was growing stronger with every second, forcing him into a desperate dance of evasion. A single strike from her leg would mean instant death. The beast suddenly realized what Zhang Yi was aiming for, but it was too late. He had already successfully opened the chest. "You little pest, you want to die?" Feeling played, she furiously charged at him as the item dropped. A system notification popped up. "Congratulations, you have received the blue quality skill book, Chain Lightning." Haha, the hidden skill is real. The Arachne began summoning a swarm of spiderlings to attack, but she was too late. Zhang Yi immediately used the skill book. Bolts of lightning crashed down, annihilating the minions. Even the spider boss was flash-fried into a well-done barbecue. A notification chimed. "Mission complete. Congratulations. You have received the epic grade weapon, the Venom Fang Dagger. Its attacks inflict 20 points of damage per second. Not bad at all," Zhang Yi thought, before leading the little girl back to the city. This was Hope Town. A few thugs eyed him with contempt, but they didn't dare make a move, fearing his hand would accidentally meet their faces. Among them was the young master, the very same one whose god-tier card he had stolen. The kid was burning with so much hatred, he wanted to dice Zhang Yi into 100 pieces. Just then, the little girl slowly began to fade away. Before vanishing, she didn't forget to thank him. "Big brother, I've found my way home." The item he received was the 𝑠'Rira Tower, which increased his luck value by 55 points. This was the reward for the hidden quest. In this apocalyptic world, the luck stat was incredibly rare. The higher your luck, the richer your quest rewards. Just then, a blacksmith caught his attention. The man was so confident, he advertised that failed enhancements were free of charge. What was going on? Could this guy be another player with a hack? It was possible for a player's talent to be enhancement, which would explain how he could forge such powerful weapons. Zhang Ye wanted to give it a try, but he didn't want to spend any money, so he activated his copy skill on the burly blacksmith. Copy successful. Acquired epic tier talent. Crafting enhancement. Increases equipment enhancement success rate by 50%. He immediately pulled out his Venom Fang dagger to test it. With just a light tap of the hammer, a flash of light confirmed his success. And another, and another. This wasn't just a talent, it was a full-blown cheat. Zhang Ye rejoiced. With this ability, he'd never have to worry about enhancing his gear again. This was a golden business opportunity. Getting rich wouldn't be hard at all. Meanwhile, the surrounding crowd was in an uproar. Who is that guy? How does he have a plus 15 epic weapon? His background must be insane. Zhang Ye just chuckled. Haha, I'm just an unemployed guy. Suddenly, he felt his body grow weak. His vitality had reached its limit. He needed to rest at the tavern up ahead. This game was strange. If you were tired, you'd go for a drink to recover. The creator must have been a heavy drinker. He rented a room while in the distance. People were buzzing. News was spreading on the World Channel. Someone had completed the hidden quest in the dark forest. That dude is so lucky. He even got an epic weapon. But as they say, luck is a part of strength. And so is having the author on your side. As Zhang Ye rested, he planned his next move. He had to reach level 20 quickly. Reaching level 20 would unlock his class advancement, allowing him to learn even more powerful skills. His face darkened as he remembered the face of the God of Tombs. Just you wait. The next time we meet, I'll show you the true price of betrayal. The next day, Zhang Ye started grinding quests again, but he quickly noticed a few people tailing him, trying to hide. Are we? The young master stepped out from the shadows. Let's see where you run this time, he sneered, confident in his group of lackeys. This fool clearly hasn't seen his own coffin yet. Player versus player mode activated. Perfect timing. Let me show you all my newly acquired skill, Chain Lightning. As thunder began to crackle, it was suddenly cut off. What? What was happening? It turned out he'd been hit with a silence skill. Status: unable to use skills for 2 minutes. He was completely locked down. Now, just obediently accept your death. A goon charged forward to attack him, but his strike did absolutely nothing. What's wrong? Did you not eat breakfast? A wave of panic washed over them. What was going on? How could he be this strong? They realized his equipment was just too good. Their damage was like a mosquito biting steel. Even the young master couldn't stand it anymore. A bunch of useless trash. Get out of my way! Zhang Ye immediately noticed the punk was holding a blue-quality bow, and it was enhanced to level 15, explaining his cocky attitude. He viciously aimed at Zhang Ye and fired. The single arrow instantly multiplied into a countless volley, impossible to dodge. The number of arrows exceeded 100, meeting the threshold to inflict massive damage. In response, Zhang Ye unleashed the Hell Dragon's roar. The immense pressure terrified them all. How can he be this powerful? You will all die here. Zhang Ye unleashed the Dragon's Breath, a sweeping attack that instantly wiped out the entire group. They were all sent to the graveyard. And here I was, worrying about how to get to level 20. Thanks for the experience points and gear, guys. Haha. A notification immediately popped up. Item acquired, Silver Moon Bow plus 15, blue quality. Bonus skill, Meteor Arrow Rain. Arrows fired split into 100 shots, raining down like a meteor shower. At that very moment in Hopetown, at the Resurrection Fountain. This is where players with multiple lives respawn after death. Zhang Ye met them there. He taunted the young master. That bow of yours works great. I have to sincerely thank you for it. This drove the boy insane with rage. You damn bastard. You just wait. For the humiliation today, I swear I'll pay you back double. With that, he marched towards the class advancement officer to unlock his destiny. Stepping into a crimson vortex, he entered the hall of the 7 great professions, each representing one of the 7 apocalypse gods: knight, warrior, assassin, mage, archer, priest, and beast tamer. Among them, the beast tamer was considered the absolute weakest, a path very few players chose. Although beast tamers could summon monsters to fight and tank damage, raising them was no easy task. Zhang Yi had 2 choices that could synergize with his dragon race: knight and beast tamer. The beast tamer path was a notorious resource sink, and in the apocalyptic world where resources were everything, this weakness was crippling. Because of this, many beast tamers would stagnate in the later stages, their growth halting completely, eventually being left behind by other players. The knight, on the other hand, wasn't a bad choice, but they tended to peak too early. In his past life, countless players who chose the knight path found themselves losing every duel in the endgame. But the Beast Tamer was a different story for him. He possessed a god-tier talent, allowing him to gather resources dozens of times faster than anyone else. Plus, in the later stages, he could leverage his dragon identity to secure a powerful dragon partner, forming an unstoppable team. His final choice was clear: he would become a Beast Tamer. After the old NPC placed a hand on his forehead, Zhang Yi's Beast Tamer profession was officially activated. At the same time, a black ring appeared on his finger. Now, as a Beast Tamer, he decided to join a party with his kind. Nearby, a few players were complaining. "I told you that Dead Spirit Town was dangerous. Now look. We didn't even see the elite monster, and I lost a ton of gear and experience." Exactly. Even a regular mob in there hits like a truck. Don't you dare blame me. Why didn't you say anything when we were going in? Zhang Yi's ears perked up. Dead Spirit Town? That was the very first dungeon he'd ever cleared in his past life. This time, if he could assemble a proper team and combine it with his own knowledge of the raid, defeating the boss would be a piece of cake. He looked over and saw a group of players forming a party. They were raiding Dead Spirit Town and still needed 2 more members. A mysterious girl asked to join and was warmly welcomed. Zhang Yi couldn't let this opportunity slip by. He rushed over to join. The party leader eyed him with scorn. This guy just became a Beast Tamer. He definitely doesn't have a beast yet. Looks like he's just a scrub. But with no other options, he reluctantly accepted Zhang Yi into their party, and they immediately set off. As they walked to Dead Spirit Town, the leader taunted him. "Hey kid, haven't you been reading the world chat? Among the 7 main classes, Beast Tamers have the lowest damage." But Zhang Yi didn't care in the slightest, replying casually, "I just like raising pets." Suddenly, their party was ambushed. Everyone's guard went up. The enemy was a horde of skeletons, their numbers overwhelming. Their bones rattled with an aura of death as they charged forward. The leader dashed ahead to tank them head-on. "I'll handle the melee. The rest of you, take out the ranged mobs." Just then, the hooded girl revealed her face, and she was breathtakingly beautiful. Her power was just as stunning. She unleashed a barrage of fireballs, incinerating the monsters. Suddenly, a skeleton lunged at her. But Zhang Yi immediately played the hero. He grabbed the stunned girl's hand and pulled her to safety. The leader then realized, "These are all undead monsters. They'll resurrect soon. We need to leave, now." Everyone rushed to the boss's location. Zhang Yi immediately warned them, "The boss is inside. The knight needs to tank the damage. The rest of us will attack from behind to avoid the boss's area of effect attack in Phase 2. This made the party leader suspicious. "How do you know all that?" Zhang Yi had to fake it. He just chuckled. "It's just my gamer's intuition." He couldn't just tell them he'd run this dungeon 1,000 times. Zhang Yi then equipped his Poison Fang knuckles, stunning everyone. But then, the leader's expression turned sinister. A new player. How could he get an epic-grade weapon? And he knows the dungeon mechanics so well. This kid is lying. He must have a lot of other good stuff on him. This is my lucky day. The boss room door opened, and Zhang Yi warned everyone to stick close. If they scattered, it would be incredibly dangerous. But the faces of his 3 teammates twisted into wicked grins. They suddenly slammed the door shut, trapping Zhang Yi and the girl inside. Their taunts echoed from the other side. "Just be good and stay in there. We'll be back to check on you later." What was going on? It seemed they had joined a black party. They wanted to use the boss to eliminate them and then monopolize the rewards and experience. Suddenly, a massive block of ice hurtled towards them. Zhang Yi instantly pulled the girl's hand and dodged to the side, narrowly escaping death. The boss had appeared, its massive body floating in the air, relentlessly firing countless ice shards at them. "We're doomed. Without a tank, 2 weak players like us can't possibly withstand the boss's damage," the girl despaired. But then, she unleashed her own skill, summoning undead warriors. It turned out she was a spirit caller with a god-tier talent. She could summon deceased creatures from the world of Tiangxi to fight for her. They would last for 5 minutes, but even so, they wouldn't hold out for long. They had to think of a way out, fast. The 3 undead warriors immediately formed a defensive line. Zhang Yi shouted, "Just buy me 1 hour. That's all I need. I know this boss's weak point." The girl didn't hesitate. "Don't worry, I'll protect you." And so, the 2 worked in perfect sync. The girl was in charge of defense, while Zhang Yi was looking for a way to destroy the gem on its back. That was the source of the undead archmage's power, and also its fatal weakness. He immediately used his crow swarm skill to distract the creature. Then, seizing the opportunity, he lunged forward and plunged his weapon straight into the gem. Asterisk, crack, asterisk. It was completely destroyed. The boss was dead. A system notification appeared. Congratulations, you two have successfully defeated the undead Archmage. Their levels instantly shot up to 25. On top of that, an epic item dropped. The level 30 Staff of Light. It came with the skill Howling Ice Wind, which could unleash a blizzard, freezing all enemies within 100 meters for 5 seconds and dealing 500 damage. The cooldown was 1 hour, both of their faces, and lit up. They couldn't believe it was this staff. They knew it had only a 2% drop rate. Zhang Yi directly handed it to the girl, much to her surprise. But this weapon is tailor-made for an archmage. A beast tamer like me has no use for it. Besides, if you hadn't summoned those warriors, we would have died to that boss a long time ago. Outside, their scumbag teammates no longer heard any commotion. Assuming the two had been killed by the boss, they entered the room to collect their loot, but they were in for a shock. They froze in terror. You're still alive? Alive? You wish. Model. Disappointed you can't find our corpses, are you? The thugs froze in terror. If even their boss was annihilated, what chance did they have? But with no other choice, they charged. The leader, greatsword in hand, lunged at Zhang Yi. A bitter memory surged, his past life and the sting of betrayal from his own comrades. Fury instantly blazed within him. He grabbed the hand of the girl beside him, copying her god-tier skill, Spirit Transformation. Immediately, he activated the skill, Summon Archlick. The summoned Archmage appeared, its terrifying aura erupting outwards. In an instant, the 3 traitors were frozen solid, dead before they even understood how they had failed. That's the price for messing with the main character. Even 9 lives wouldn't be enough. A system window flashed. Player Wang Hao, Du Wei, and Su Yu have been attacked by the Archlich. System check complete. The 3 players have no chance of revival. Permanent death confirmed. A fitting end for those who betray their own. Just then, his body gave out. His stamina had hit its absolute limit, and he desperately needed rest. His eyelids felt like lead. He couldn't keep them open any longer. He let sleep take him. As he drifted off, the player rankings updated. Rank 1, Zet. Rank 2, Zhang Yi. His mind drifted back to his past, to a simpler time. Dad, I'm bored of these games. When will you get me a new one? When little Yi can finally beat me. I'll get you the best new game out there. Awesome. I'll definitely be number 1. But now, he was trapped in this game. He wondered when he'd ever see his father again. Days later, Zhang Yi finally awoke to a splitting headache. The girl from before was gone. But she had left a letter, thanking him for saving her life. She couldn't stay. As she was still searching for her brother, she also left behind a storage ring containing all the traitors' equipment. If fate allows it, we'll meet again. Her name was Han Yaru. Zhang Yi thought to himself, she's not half bad. The ring was packed with valuable items. It seems those scumbags had tricked quite a few people. With this haul, Zhang Yi no longer had to worry about gear or supplies. The only thing he was missing now, too, was a powerful, magical beast. According to his past life's memories, hidden in the northern mists, was the Dragon Emperor's tomb, the only dungeon that dropped beast companions. With a drop rate 40 times higher than normal, this dungeon was no walk in the park. This time, he had to choose his teammates carefully. He couldn't afford to run into another traitor like Wang Hao. Trustworthy companions. Easier said than done. Where could he even find them? Just then, a crowd up ahead caught his attention. A beautiful girl was actively recruiting members. Hey honey, want to join our union? We've got great benefits. We'll help you grind monsters, level up, and clear dungeons. You'll feel like a king. An idea instantly struck him. Why not form his own guild? He immediately headed for the registration office. In his past life, he'd teamed up with that bastard Mu Chen right away, completely forgetting that a guild was the best way to attract powerful players. The process was simple enough. He just needed to enter a guild name. Zhang Yi decided on Asura God. It sounded a bit flashy, but it worked. Now, he needed to recruit members. After a moment's thought, he dismissed the idea of handing out flyers. Recruiting by flyer was too random. He needed to go where the pros were. An idea hit him. The dueling arena. That's where all the skilled players would gather. Just then, a system notification appeared. Special dueling quest. To celebrate the arrival of new players, Hopetown is hosting its very first grand tournament. All players who have completed their class change may participate. The champion will receive a magnificent reward. After accepting, everyone was teleported. They arrived at a massive new battle arena. An NPC announcer welcomed the crowd. Welcome everyone to the first annual dueling tournament. Standing in the massive aerial stadium, Zhang Yi immediately noticed something. The level difference was staggering. In just a few days, everyone else had reached level 30. while he was still stuck at level 25. This wouldn't do. He had to level up, and fast. The first match began, a mage versus an assassin. On paper, it seemed like a completely one-sided fight. You'd think the assassin's blinding speed would give him an easy victory. But he was suddenly locked in place, suspended in midair. Shadow Prison, level 4. A mage skill that traps an enemy, dealing continuous shadow damage. Both the duration and damage increase with the skill's level. Seeing no way out, the assassin tried to bribe his way to victory. 1 million. Is that enough? Just wait until we're out of the game. I'll pay you immediately. The mage hesitated. If he'd had 1 million back then, his company might have survived. He wouldn't have gone bankrupt. He wouldn't have lost everything, his family torn apart. That's why he'd started this game. In the real world, I was a loser. But in here, I will not lose. With newfound resolve, the mage defeated his opponent in a flash. System. Congratulations to player Wu Shi for defeating player Zheng Ning. And with that, Zhang Yi's match was about to begin. His opponent was a player named Duan Feng. Zhang Yi recognized that name. In his past life, he'd often see it in the world chat. A solo player who could clear dungeons of varying difficulties all by himself. This guy was the real deal. A rank 1 knight, level 35. Zhang Yi couldn't help but be impressed. What kind of madman grinds levels that frantically? There was a 10-level gap between them. Duan Feng was magnanimous, allowing his opponent the first move. I wouldn't want people to say I'm bullying a lower-level player, so he was looking down on him. We don't know who will win yet, Zhang Yi thought, and immediately attacked. He unleashed his 7 Crows skill, but it was effortlessly shattered with a single sword stroke. Duan Feng activated his own ability. Sword Guard, level 4. A knight skill that summons countless soul swords. Each soul sword could block 500 damage and reflect a portion back at the attacker. The number of swords increased with the skill's level, reflecting back 200 damage, striking Zhang Yi. So, this was his plan. By letting him attack first, he'd set up a perfect counter. To even damage him, Zhang Yi would have to break through 4 soul swords. Each sword could tank 500 damage. That meant he would have to endure 2,000 reflected damage. But his total health was only 2,000. Seeing Zhang Yi hesitate, Duan Feng charged forward. At this rate, there was no way to win. He had to break that sword guard. Zhang Yi immediately activated his Necromancer set effect. Skill, Undying Guard. When taking fatal damage, the user will not die and will recover 10% of their health. With that, he charged forward to counterattack. You're seeking death. You'll be killed by my soul swords before you can even touch me. Duan Feng was confident he was about to send him to the respawn point. A massive shockwave rocked the entire arena, but Zhang Yi had used his Undying skill. He survived the fatal blow and even recovered 10% of his health. Duan Feng was completely stunned. What in the world is going on? Seizing the opportunity, Zhang Yi unleashed a blindingly fast dagger assault, successfully defeating Duan Feng. A notification immediately appeared. Congratulations to player Zhang Yi for defeating player Duan Feng. You have advanced to the next round. However, he showed true sportsmanship, helping Duan Feng to his feet. Model. Feng stood up. His true goal was to recruit our hero for his guild. And after some thought, our main character finally agreed to join. Instantly, the NPC's voice announced, "Congratulations, challengers. You have passed the first round of the duels. Now, check the system window for your next opponent." The second duel begins immediately. And the person who appeared was none other than Yan Hu. Her opponent was that same dark mage from before. A clash between top-tier mages drew everyone's attention, including Zhang Yi's. After recruiting Duan Feng, the guy immediately went off to grind levels. What a complete addict. Before leaving, he couldn't resist a final taunt. If Zhang Yi lost, he said, he would be utterly humiliated, as if he had any face to lose besides the one monster's sea. With a click, Zhang Yi teleported in, instantly recognizing his beloved Yan Hu on the stage. Her aura radiated like a divine goddess, captivating everyone in the arena. The battle began. Yan Yu unleashed her ice staff, instantly freezing her opponent solid. But he didn't even take a single point of damage. She followed up with a level 4 magma rock skill, stunning the crowd into silence. Was the fight already over? But Zhang Yi alone felt a sinister premonition. The dark mage suddenly unleashed a mysterious skill, and both of them vanished. What in the world was going on? Not even Zhang Yi recognized that ability. He'd never seen it, even in his past life. As the dust settled, the outcome was clear. Yan Yu had been defeated. To make matters worse, he had stolen her ice staff. Zhang Yi immediately rushed to the stage to help her up. Yan Yu tearfully apologized for losing the gift he had given her. But Zhang Yik didn't blame her in the slightest. After all, he would be the one to claim the final victory. In the matches that followed, Zhang Yik crushed every opponent in his path. He successfully leveled up and advanced to the next round. After 2 grueling stages, only 2 challengers remained for the championship. The Wandering Mage, Wu Shi, and the sole Beast Tamer of the tournament, Zhang Yik. The crowd below erupted with discussion. That Beast Tamer is on another level. I can't believe he actually made it to the finals. Isn't that the guy who killed a player right after starting the game? I never thought a mere Beast Tamer could be this powerful. Up on the stage, the final battle was about to begin. Wu Shi started things off with a taunt. If you're weak, you shouldn't have shown up. But Zhang Yik remained completely unfazed. What he hated most were people who stole from others. The battle began. His opponent immediately used that mysterious skill to disappear again. Both of them were instantly teleported into a secret dimension, so this was how he did it. The way he had defeated Yanu, a legendary grade talent, Realm of Nothingness. It created a domain that gave the user a 30% damage boost while hitting the enemy with a 30% damage debuff. It lasted for 5 whole minutes. Zhang Yik charged forward, but it was useless. The mage gave him no opportunity to get close, making it impossible to copy his talent. Even his spirit returner was useless here. The mage then fired off a volley of dark arrows, successfully chipping away 700 of Zhang Yik's HP. The situation was getting critical. A single attack took out a third of his health. At this rate, he was finished. But a new plan formed in his mind. What if he died and resurrected inside this dimension? Zhang Yik raised his dagger, his face turning dangerously cold. Wu Shi was horrified. What are you trying to do? The system suddenly announced. Player Zhang Yik has successfully been resurrected. What the hell was happening? Committing suicide in the middle of a duel? This was next-level insanity. Instantly, 2 figures of Zhang Yik appeared at the same time. Because of the special domain, a player could resurrect on the spot instead of at the revival spring. Wu Shi was furious. You dare trick me? The 2 clones of Zhang Yik rushed forward, attacking at blinding speed. A 2 versus 1 battle. The outcome was sealed. How could he possibly defend himself? In the end, Wu Shi was completely overwhelmed. A system notification immediately appeared. Congratulations to player Zhang Yik for defeating player Wu Shi and winning the championship title. But the sore loser wasn't done yet. He summoned a dark sword and lunged for a sneak attack from behind. Luckily, Zhang Yik used one of his clones as a shield, narrowly escaping what would have been a fatal blow. You bastard! You dare attack me from behind? Zhang Yik's speed was terrifying as he charged forward. A single punch sent Wu Shi crashing to the ground, and his entire dimension shattered around them, returning them to the arena. The crowd went wild, cheering for the champion. The winner of this season's tournament was Zhang Yik, a mere beast tamer, had actually claimed victory. It was beyond cool. Yanyu gazed at him, her eyes sparkling like stars. As for the champion's prize, he received a chest that would grant him 1 epic grade equipment at level 35 of his choice. Perfect. His level 20 Venom Fang dagger was becoming obsolete. A new high-level weapon would be a huge help. The system announced the item inside, the Sword of Frost and Fire. A top-tier item. He thought to himself that losing 1 resurrection charge was well worth it. The crowd began calling him Great God. Some even begged to become his direct subordinates. His new guild would have no shortage of members now. Zhang Yik walked over to Yanu. He returned her ice staff, then invited her to join his Godslayer's guild, promising to help her find her brother faster. Though I suspect this guy was just trying to sweet-talk an innocent girl into following him. His system immediately exploded with countless notifications. You have received a request to join the guild. As expected, once you hit the top of the server ranks, a mountain of freeloaders want to join your ride. Just give me a break. After practically running for his life from the crowd, Zhang Yik finally got a moment to rest. He was the guild master, but he felt like a man running from debt collectors. The guild's member count was limited, so he couldn't add people carelessly. While they still needed a healer, the 3 of them, himself, Doan Fong, and Han Yanu, should be able to clear the Dragon Emperor's tomb. His guild was still only level 1, with a 10-member limit. For every level it gained, the member cap would increase by 5. Suddenly, a figure appeared, putting him instantly on guard. My brothers recognized him. Qing Long, my brother's friend? He bowed respectfully. I saw you at the town entrance, young miss, so I followed you. The young master had an important task to attend to. He only instructed me to protect you before he left. Seeing an opportunity, Zhang Yik invited him to join their party for the Dragon Emperor's tomb dungeon, located near Dragon Emperor City. Doan Fong had already heard the news about Zhang Yik. Not bad. I leave for a moment, and you not only win the championship, but you also find 2 powerful new teammates. Their party was finally here. Judging by his aura, he had clearly grinded a few levels. With everyone assembled, Zhang Yik gave the command to enter the dungeon. But in the distance, a few shadowy figures were silently observing their team. Inside a grand hall, they faced countless statues of soldiers. Yanu suddenly felt something was wrong with them. A moment later, the stone casing crumbled away, revealing the monsters lurking inside. These were the guardians of the Dragon Emperor's tomb. Zhang Yik immediately ordered everyone into formation. Duanfang charged forward to meet the attack head-on, blocking the monster's powerful blow. Meanwhile, the rest of the team followed his lead, pushing forward. But suddenly, a crimson knight appeared. With a thunder of hooves, more cavalry appeared, charging straight for them. Duanfang instantly activated his shield, forming a defensive line. He then unleashed his sword formation skill. In a flash, the entire mob was annihilated. Truly worthy of the server's #1 knight, the Red Knight then roared, "Awaken, Lord Digular." In the Eternal Tower, the game's mastermind was watching them intently. He felt that Trungdich looked just like an old acquaintance, but that person was long gone from this world. Then, his eyes turned menacing. "It seems I need to raise the difficulty for you all." A notification instantly popped up. The greedy Dragon Emperor Gula had absorbed the power of its fallen minions, evolving into the level 2 Dragon Emperor. Trungdich's heart sank. A level 2 Dragon Emperor. But, if they could defeat this final boss, the Beast Soul drop would be even rarer. The level 2 Dragon Emperor's attack power was immense. At this rate, no one would survive. "Everyone, scatter now," he yelled, as they fled to avoid its devastating attack. The boss's terrifying aura struck fear into everyone's hearts. It was charging up a massive fire attack. Duanfang immediately used his sword, shield skill to block. But it was no use. The damage was too high. His shield barely held. If it breathed fire one more time, they'd all be wiped out. Trungdich roared, "Aim for the Dragon Emperor's eye. That's its weak point." The archer immediately drew his bow and let an arrow fly. Trungdich knew they had to hit its weakness to force it into a weakened state. This was their only chance. Nyahung used her ice staff to temporarily lock down the boss's movements. Meanwhile, Trungdich charged forward, his sword glowing with shifting fire and ice attributes as he slashed. Finally, they had conquered the dungeon. The items dropped, including the greed armor, greed leggings, greed sword, and a spirit beast egg. Everyone's eyes lit up. As expected, an evolved Dragon Emperor boss dropped some seriously good loot. Trungdich claimed the spirit beast egg, while the rest of the gear would be divided among the team. But suddenly, at the dungeon exit, a few players with a death wish ambushed them. Thun Long leaped forward to take the blow for him, losing one of his revives and getting sent back to town. In a flash, he was gone. "Who are? Why did you attack us?" With a vicious look, their leader stepped forward. It was Lathan Trach, here to repay the humiliation of being player killed by Trungdich before. You piece of trash. Still dare to run your mouth?" he sneered. "You want me to make sure you can't even log out?" Trungdich ignored him, slicing his own palm and letting a drop of blood fall onto the spirit beast egg to claim it. A surge of immense power erupted from within, making everyone recoil in fear. Even he was shocked. It was an egg of the Dragon Clan. This was the rarest type of beast soul in the world of Tian Koi. With his blood as the catalyst, the contract began to form. The hands of man and dragon touched, unleashing a breathtaking aura. With a crack, the egg hatched. Inside was an adorably cute baby dragon. Everyone thought it would be some terrifying beast, but it just looked like a harmless house pet. Seeing this, Lathantrach burst out laughing. "Haha, you dare challenge me with this little toy? I could crush it with one hand." But before he could finish his taunt, the baby dragon shot a fireball at him. His HP bar drained instantly amidst his pathetic screams. How can it be so strong? The direct hit instantly wiped out his entire party, leaving only the leader alive. Trungdich and his team quickly departed. From their outfits, Trungdich realized they were from the Demon Clan faction. Why were they here, and what was that strange mark on them? They quickly returned to town and regrouped with Thun Long. He saw the cute baby dragon and rushed over to hug it, but besides its master, the little guy didn't like anyone else. "Get lost, or I'll turn you into barbecue." A system notification appeared. Because a player from Zone 886 has slain the greedy Dragon Emperor Gula in the hidden dungeon Dragon Emperor's Tomb, as Gula's sworn brother, the world boss, Golden General Skotane, will arrive at Hopetown ahead of schedule. All players of Zone 886, prepare yourselves. Above, A terrifying vortex swirled over the town. Nyanhung paled and asked Trongdich, "What is this golden General 𝑠c𝒏? A vortex this big? Is it very powerful?" he replied grimly. "This guy once single-handedly destroyed half of Hopetown and killed 60% of the players here. Only by defeating Golden General 𝒐𝒏 can we unlock the new City Lord system." Elsewhere, a subordinate presented 2 spirit beast eggs, but was still cursed out by his master. Why? Because they had let the black dragon egg fall into the hands of Trongdich. Zone 886? A little interesting. He then opened his personal warehouse. Inside were countless spirit beast eggs. Just who was this guy to be so wealthy? The world boss's sworn brother has fallen. Golden General 𝒐𝒏 has arrived. All players, prepare to defend. Hopetown. An immense, dangerous aura descended. A single strike from the sky obliterated a huge section of the town. Was this revenge? Next, the boss began to summon countless skeleton soldiers. The players panicked. A level 50 world boss? This is impossible. But if we kill it, our levels will skyrocket. And think of the epic gear drops. But how to actually defeat it? Nobody had a clue. The 3 players with the highest damage output will receive abundant rewards. Trongdich knew he had to get first place. According to his past life's memory, the number 1 ranker would get an extremely rare S-grade item. He turned to his team, his voice calm and steady. "Don't worry, the Golden General is very slow. As long as we keep a distance of over 100 meters while attacking, we won't get hurt. Follow my command, and we will defeat it. Dongfang, you're in charge of handling the mobs. The rest of you, focus all your firepower on the boss." The 2 sides immediately clashed. The skeleton army was endless, their numbers overwhelming, but their front line was composed of the server's top rankers. Their power was immense, clearing a path wherever they went. Injured players were healed by the supports. One skeleton managed to sneak up on a healer, but Trongdich dealt with it. In time, the skeletons then began gathering in a strange pattern, preparing a formation attack. Trongdich ordered Dongfang to break them up. As expected of the strongest knight, he quickly charged in, scattering the skeletons. But from a distance, 2 malicious players were hatching a dirty plan. They couldn't let the God-slaying guild get all the rewards. One of them began channeling a skill, aiming a sneak attack at his back. Those bastards. Do they really think they can defeat the Golden General on their own? They're useless, only causing trouble. If you want the rewards, earn them with your own strength. The boss is right in front of you. Just then, the world boss unleashed a massive area of effect skill. "Insolent humans, all of you, die for me." A single sword strike descended, shattering the very earth. The terrifying power of the attack instantly wiped out countless players. At that moment, Trongdich noticed the class president. She hadn't left. For some reason, she had stayed behind. And that's when Miss Zhang and her team were cornered. Her foot was pinned, leaving her completely immobilized. Before her, a colossal boss was swinging down with a final, devastating blow, but its massive sword was stopped cold by a mysterious figure. He smirked. "Little girl, stand back. I'll handle this." The boss sneered. "Another fool who's come to die? Do you really think you can challenge me, the god of death? I haven't even used my full power yet." Ha ha ha. But the mysterious warrior's aura suddenly exploded with unbelievable pressure. "Let's see just how mighty you are, so-called god of death." In a flash, he unleashed a blinding storm of slashes on the world boss. However, the damage was surprisingly low. As expected, a world boss was on a whole other level of tankiness. The beast laughed. "Are you trying to tickle me to death? I could stand here all day and let you hit me." "Haha." In response, the young man's aura intensified as he began chanting a strange incantation. "With my fresh blood as the price, grant me power beyond measure." This was it, the Berserker warrior form. Upon activation, he would lose 1% of his health every second, but his strength would surge by a terrifying 10%. He then lunged forward with devastating force, unleashing a single, powerful sword strike that slammed into the world boss. The beast finally felt a sting of real pain, which only served to enrage it. "You little brat! I will teach you the meaning of death." The 2 titans immediately clashed in a symphony of destruction. Watching from a safe distance, Zhang Yi was in awe. To burn his own life force for power, he's got to be on a timer. One wrong move, and he's finished. A terrifying explosion erupted, and the Berserker warrior's HP dropped to a single point. But somehow, he didn't die. Is this guy hacking the game? Even the world boss couldn't comprehend it. It turned out he possessed a divine tier pet skill, immortal body, granting him 60 seconds of absolute invincibility. During its activation, he was immune to all forms of damage. Even Zhang Yi was speechless. This guy was a monster. To think he could solo a world boss. Something even he couldn't do yet. The warrior charged back into the fray, his power reaching its peak. With a final, furious roar, his massive sword crashed down on the boss's head, dealing 10,000 damage. The world boss had officially been defeated. The loot drop was the Ring of Death, a level 40 legendary item that boosted all stats by 10. Not only that, for every player killed, the ring's stats would increase by 50%. Just then, Ru rushed forward and threw her arms around him. It turned out this was her long-lost brother. Zhang Yi couldn't believe it. His future brother-in-law was this overpowered. He gently patted his sister's head and handed her the legendary ring. A system notification then echoed across the server. Congratulations to the players of Zone 886 for successfully repelling the Platinum Invasion. The new City Lord has activated Dawn City. Without taking any of the loot, her brother left everything for the team and disappeared. Zhang Yi managed to snag a pair of Golden War Boots, a legendary item that increased all stat points by 5. It also had the skill Golden Speed, which boosted movement speed by 100% for 20 seconds. The group then entered the new map, the outskirts of Dawn City. As the data loaded, everyone gasped in awe. It was nothing like Hopetown. Before them stood the demon-suppressing tower, a colossal structure with 100 floors. Only by clearing this tower could one earn the right to enter the legendary Eternal Tower. In his past life, Zhang Yi had played for 8 years and only ever reached floor 50. The beasts inside were incredibly ferocious, but the gear they dropped was always top tier. The higher the floor, the rarer the equipment. Atop the Eternal Tower, a mysterious man watched silently. The real game is only just beginning. Today was the day the demon-suppressing tower opened, an event that happened only once every 7 days. Zhang Yi urged everyone to head inside and complete the first few floors before it closed. He quickly grabbed Ru's brother, hoping to find a chance to copy his incredible immortal body skill. Split up to fight individually, planning to regroup later since the first few floors were simple. Duan Feng, the level-grinding addict, immediately took off on his own. The early floors were a breeze, and everyone cleared them with ease. The rewards were surprisingly generous, all epic-grade items. Zhang Yi's level shot up to 40. He pushed on, reaching the 7th floor of the tower in one go. No one else had made it this far yet. The boss of the floor appeared, a level 55 Demon Clan warrior. Its power was immense, and the tower was set to close in just 3 minutes. According to Zhang Yi's memories, this boss was supposed to guard the 15th floor. Why was it here? He knew he had to be careful. The two immediately clashed, and the little black dragon aided him with a blast of fire. But it barely fazed the demon warrior. This thing was an absolute tank. In a direct confrontation, Zhang Yi was sent flying, taking a massive hit. Just then, a system notification appeared. The demon-suppressing tower will close in 10 seconds. All players, prepare for teleportation to avoid unnecessary losses. After that last blow, Zhang Yi only had a quarter of his HP left. He thought to himself, "Damn this dog. Why is it so much stronger than I remember?" Luckily, time was up. He yelled, "I'll let you off the hook this time, but you better watch your back." The enraged boss lunged forward for one last attack, but Zhang Yi was teleported out. Just in the nick of time. That was way too close. Everyone had already gathered outside, except for Ru's brother, which made her very worried. Qinglong, however, quickly reassured her. "Milady, don't worry. The young master is incredibly strong. He'll be fine. He probably had something urgent to attend to and will find you later. Don't worry so much. Your brother can protect himself, and we can help you look for him." Just then, a new system notification appeared. Special event, the Energy City Guild War. To foster friendly competition between guilds, the first guild war will be held in Energy City. All guilds are welcome to register and participate. The champion will receive a generous reward, transportation equipment. Transportation equipment was one of the rarest items in the entire game. While it offered no combat benefits, placing it in the right spot could generate a fortune by charging transportation fees. This could also help Zhang Yi quickly find the location of the god's tomb. The group decided to rest for 4 hours before gathering at Energy City to prepare for the upcoming war. Zhang Yi also managed to persuade Qinglong and Xiao Jiao to join his Godslayer guild. Now that the guild had enough members, he was determined to make a name for them. Meanwhile, back in the demon-suppressing tower, Ru's brother was still fighting on the 8th floor. The closing countdown had ended, but for some reason, he hadn't been teleported out. A dark figure emerged from the shadows. "Young man, You have come to a place you shouldn't have. No one who wanders in here ever leaves alive. The figure's terrifying aura flared to life as he charged forward, unleashing a lightning-fast sword strike. But his brother managed to dodge it. The attacker immediately realized his opponent was no ordinary player. The god-tier talent suddenly stopped his attack, a strange look on his face. "I'm not in the mood today," he declared. "But keep our meeting a secret, and I'll let you live." "Think of it as a trade," he said, gripping Zhang Yi's shoulder. "I'll give you a secret about the world of Tianqi. Soon, a catastrophe is coming. A disaster that no one can escape. That's all I can say," he stated cryptically. "You'll have to figure out the rest yourself." And with that, he vanished into thin air. But before leaving, he left one final warning. The demon-suppressing tower will reactivate. Only then can you truly escape. Meanwhile, the members of the Godslayer Guild had all gathered in the resource city. In this zone, players who die don't lose a chance to revive. No equipment drops, only a 20% loss of the crystals you've gathered. After 4 hours, guilds are ranked based on their total crystal count, and the results are announced instantly. Crystals are found at fixed points, with the largest deposits guarded by powerful boss monsters. Zhang Yi immediately laid out the strategy for their guild war. They were severely outnumbered, so their only choice was to capture major strongholds that were close to each other. That way, if one was attacked, the others could provide swift backup. Move out. With the order given, everyone split up. Each member fought to complete their assigned mission. They may have been few in number, but their combat power was leagues above any other guild. In no time, Zhang Yi had successfully captured a level 3 crystal mine. A quick glance at the leaderboard showed his Godslayer Guild in second place, with 5,000 crystals. But in first place was the arrogant Hegemony Guild, boasting 10,600 crystals and a massive 20-member team. At that very moment, the third-ranked guild, Infinity Gate, began plotting to invade the Godslayer's territory. They planned to use their 10 members to crush the 5 Godslayers. They immediately charged forward, attacking Yanu. Massive tree roots coiled around her body, trapping her completely. But even bound, she was defiant. "Just you wait. When my team gets here, you're all dead." The enemy guildmaster ordered her execution. But hold on. Pause for 5 seconds. Who tied her up like this? This is some next-level degenerate stuff. Back with Zhang Yi, he was grinding mobs when a system notification popped up. A teammate was in danger. He was so shocked that a monster nearly got him. Luckily, his little dragon instantly turned it into a barbecue. Zhang Yi knew he had to use his golden battle boots to save his girl. He left Little Black to handle the rest, activated his golden speed, and vanished in a flash. And that's where we'll end this chapter. Don't forget to like and support the channel.